Good morning, everyone. So since you last saw me, I've been steadily working on my game, and if right now you're thinking, but wait, I didn't see that video, am I missing important context? I need the context! Do not worry, my friend, I'll briefly recap it, so you're up to speed. I'm making a video game with no prior coding or game engine knowledge, and I have 5 months to do it, of which I've already spent 2 in a week, and I'm focusing on making the game first and then on making the game pretty. It's a 2D pixel art platformer in Godot. Okay, now that you're all caught up, let me tell you the wonderful work I did since that video. Last thing I showed you, I had a working game, but it's still a bit janky and not really polished yet. This month that changed a little. I've been thinking about the layout of the puzzles. The basic mechanic is get password, unlock door with minigame. Very simple, I know, but we all start somewhere. I spent some time writing down how I want each puzzle to play out. I'm not going to tell you the details because of spoilers, but I pinky promise that I actually did do that. In order to have those puzzles, I need to make some more minigames. In the last video, I showed off my insane programming skills to get this box moving. I also realized that this layout only works once, because once you figure out the trick of getting our blue orb into the goal, you could do that with any layout of any puzzle, so not much of a challenge. So I decided that I should fill these puzzle boxes with something else. Introducing mazes! I find them quite amazing. Get it? It's a maze. I started drawing out some mazes in my notebook. I did this by drawing out a grid and then trying to form a perfect maze out of them. Later I would copy them into my actual drawing program. Then I realized, wait a minute, this is a pixel art program that forms perfect squares. Why am I making this so difficult for myself by drawing them in a notebook? So I switched to drawing myself a nice grid in Sprite, and here you can see some of the process of drawing a maze. Beautiful. Time to slap one of the mazes in the game. All you have to do is painstakingly put collision over every wall and hope this doesn't break the engine. It didn't. And if you hear your laptop taking off into the stratosphere, do not worry. A good stern look usually gets mine to behave just fine. I had 2 people play the game a little, and I noticed that they were confused as to why they couldn't walk up to a door and unlock it. And yeah, that doesn't make any sense now, does it? So I was thinking that I either should have a go to the computer pop-up when you click on a door, or I should just put the locks on the doors. Yeah, that seems obvious in hindsight. So I did some cleaning up of my mistakes and placed all the door locks on the doors and connected the correct minigames to them. So now when you want to open a door, it will either open or you will sort of zoom in on the lock, which asks for a password. Much clearer. I was also still deciding on how you should transition to a different scene. When you're standing in front of a door, it makes sense that you have to press something in order to enter the door. Enter the door? You enter the room that the door leads. You know what I meant. But when you're walking against a wall, pressing enter doesn't really come naturally, so if an exit to a room is on the left or right wall, I made it so you just have to walk against it and then it will take you to the correct scene. Which means no need to hug walls and press E the entire time. Now I'm also noticing that these color blocks are getting really confusing to look at. Since the next thing I want to do in the game is improve the visual communication, I decided I might as well indulge in a little drawing. I drew the first area that you spawn in and a hallway so you can actually see where you're going. As I was drawing, I had a little difficulty with getting the colors to look how I want. As you can see, I started off with this ugly greenish color that made everything look ugly. I wanted a more large corporate office vibe, so I took a screenshot of the Remedy game control and pasted it in to pick colors from. Does that count as plagiarism? Can you plagiarize a color palette? Later I'll dial in the aesthetic more, but experimenting a little now is fun. I also tried drawing the door locks, but I didn't like how they looked, so I didn't put those in the game yet. Then I moved on to drawing a little of the UI stuff, and I really like this. I love drawing little buttons and then throwing them in Godot and seeing them behave so nicely. Good button. Here, have a cookie. Seriously, they made it so easy to just throw in a texture and map it out so it behaves nicely. If I could, I would personally bake some delicious cookies for whoever did that. Oh well, these digital cookies will have to do. That's all I really got done these last few weeks, but I like giving you these small bite-sized updates. Bite-sized? I'm still thinking about those cookies. Anyways, here's some footage of the game as it is now. As you can see, some things look better, but nothing looks really finished just yet. There are still some areas that are simple color rectangles, and here this computer leads you to files that don't do anything. I'll be changing that in the next few weeks. I'm planning on just continuing to write and draw. You'll see that all eventually. Or you won't. I'm not your mom. So I guess I'll see y'all later. Bye!